Ok, donc ici nous sommes avec Dan Henderson dans sa maison de Temecula, donc chez lui, dans son salon. Donc thank you very much, Dan, for this interview for
No,
globalmma.com.
no worries. Thank you.
So Dan, you'll fight on March the 23rd, Shogun for the second time.
Yes.
So can you talk about your first fight with him? It was an amazing fight. It was the fight of the year 2011. So can you talk about it?
It was a tough fight. It was kind of a fight where I kind of controlled the first half of the fight or first 3.5 rounds, and then he kind of came back at the end and made it, put a lot of fans of mine on the edge of their seat and made a comeback almost. So, a lot of people wanted to see that fight again, and here it is.
Did you feel some weaknesses of Shogun during this fight? Do you think that in certain moment of the fight, maybe you should have done something more, or if you saw some weaknesses?
He's a tough, well-rounded fighter. He's good at, on his feet. He's good on the ground. He's good everywhere, and I just feel like I have a little bit more power, and I caught him, a couple times during that fight, which definitely helped me out. Hopefully I can catch him again this fight, but I feel like I'm definitely going to just make sure I control the fight a little better and pick my shots and try and finish him this time.
Do you think he has improved his game between these 3 years?
I don't think he's changed a whole lot. That's not that much time to change your game that much, and it'd take a lot longer to really change everything. So, he's very similar to how he was, and I'm sure he's improved at what he does, but he hasn't changed much. So, I kind of know what to expect, and he knows what to expect out of me, and we're just going to be going at it.
Did you need a lot of time to recover after this fight?
No, the only thing that I had hurt was my thumb was a little sore, and that was about it. So, a couple weeks relaxing my thumb, or put some tape on it. I could have went the next day.
So the fight will be in Natal in Brazil. Do you think that there will be some, I don't know, it's not fear, but do you feel not at ease to fight in Brazil in front of his public?
He came here and we fought the first time in California, in the U.S. So this next time, I guess it's only fair that we go fight in Brazil. So I won't be afraid of it. I think they're Brazilian fans are very passionate about MMA, and of course, I'm sure they'll be behind him, being his home country. So I'm okay with all that.
So have you already started your preparation for the fight?
Yeah, I've started training camp about 3 weeks ago. As soon as I heard, I had about 8 weeks of training. So it was a lot less than I normally do. I usually do about 12 weeks of training camp, and this was a little bit shorter notice. So, hopefully I have time to fully prepare. I'm getting there now. I feel good, and just a little worn out from pushing it a little harder than I normally would.
Can you tell us about your training with Daniel Woirin, who is your French Muay Thai coach of Dan Henderson Fitness Center?
Yeah, he's Daniel Woirin's been with us for a few years now, and he's definitely a very technical Muay Thai coach, and he does a good job with all of our guys, and we definitely appreciate his technical expertise.
Mm-hmm. You have also in your team Mehdi Baghdad, who is also a French fighter. Can you tell us a word about him?
Mehdi's a guy that he came 2 or 3 years ago to our gym, and mostly just a Muay Thai stand-up fighter, and he's learned how to wrestle, he's learned how to do some submissions, and he's a tough kid that I think can go a long ways in the sport. He's going to be really good. He just needs to make sure he's focused and gets the right fights.
Mm-hmm. Tarec Saffiedine is also one of your teammates. In your training centers, do you think he has his chance to be the next welterweight champion at UFC?
I think Tarec has the potential to be the champ at welterweight in the UFC. He's, a great fighter. He's learns very well, and one of the hardest working guys on our team. So he's young. He still has a lot to learn, as we all do, I guess. Still, but he's doing things the right way. He's dedicated, and he's got a tough fight in his next fight with Jake Ellenberger. So we'll see how that one goes, and that'll be a big test for him.
So your next fight against Shogun will be one of your next 6 fights with the UFC, because you signed another contract. That's right.
Yeah, I just re-signed a new contract with the UFC, so I signed for 6 fights. So this is the first one.
So yeah, you made all the steps to try to get this UFC belt.
Yeah, I'm. Hopefully within that 6 fights, I should have the belt by then. And if not, that's the way it goes. But I definitely am not done in this sport, and I'm here for 2 or 3 more years. And my body feels good, so don't count me out yet.
Do your kids also train wrestling or MMA?
My son does a little bit of wrestling. We'll see if he actually likes it pretty soon. But he took a little time off. He wrestled for a few years and then did some other sports, and I'm getting him back into the wrestling now. So he mostly likes some other sports though, like golf.
Okay, so very different.
Yeah, and my daughter is my oldest daughter is 15, and she's been getting pretty good at volleyball.
Oh, good. So we are here. You have a beautiful ranch. Do you do horseback riding? That we say this?
Yeah, I do go horseback riding every once in a while. Not nearly as much as I'd like. Mm-hmm. My daughters like to do it, and we go with some of the neighbors too. So we just ride right from our house. Other than that, I just hang out and follow my kids around most of the time. We try to go out on a boat on a lake, and sometimes I get to go scuba diving, but that's about it. And occasionally I get to go hunting, which is another thing I like to do.
Good. Thank you very much, Dan, for this interview for Globe MMA. We wish you good luck for your career and your next 6 fights, and especially this fight with Shogun. Thank you very much, Dan.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.